Artificial intelligence is about to completely shake up one of the world's oldest professions, auditing. Today, we're going to dive into how AI is giving the gatekeepers of financial integrity this massive upgrade, and what that really means for trust in the business world. So let's start with a big question, right? Could an AI actually catch a really sophisticated financial criminal? I know it sounds like something out of a movie, but it's quickly becoming the new reality of fraud detection. When you hear AI, your mind probably jumps to things like self-driving cars or maybe those chatbots that are everywhere. But its next big frontier? Well, it's the world of finance, where it's about to totally revolutionize how we build and verify trust in business. To really get why this is such a game changer, you've got to understand how things used to be done. For decades, auditing has relied on something called sampling. Think about it like this. It's like trying to judge an entire book by reading just one single page. And the risk there, it's huge. Any fraud or error on a page you didn't happen to pick, well, it just slips right by, completely unseen. And this is exactly where AI steps onto the scene, basically handing auditors a powerful new toolkit. And we're not just talking about a minor upgrade here. This is a fundamental shift in how the entire job gets done. Okay, so you can see the difference right here, plain as day. On the left, you've got the old way. It's reactive, it's based on tiny samples. But on the right, you have the AI-powered audit. The absolute key difference is moving from a sample of the data to analyzing 100% of it. And that unlocks this proactive ability. So, for instance, predictive analytics can sift through millions of transactions and flag weird patterns that hint at future problems, letting auditors step in before things blow up. And the advantages here? They're huge. AI can spot these incredibly complex patterns that a human auditor would just never catch. This means you can have continuous, real-time monitoring instead of just checking in once in a while. And by automating all that grunt work, sifting through mountains of data, it frees up the human auditors to do what they're best at, using their professional judgment and thinking about the big picture. But here's the million-dollar question, right? These tools sound great in theory, but what do the actual auditors on the ground, the people who will be using them, what do they think about all this? Well, to answer that, we're not just guessing. We're looking at a fascinating study out of Kuwait that gives us a direct view from the front lines. So, the source for our explainer today is a 2025 paper by Awad Al-Nasafi, and its goal was super simple: to figure out the real opportunities and the challenges of using AI in audits by going straight to the source, the auditors and assurance pros working in Kuwait. So who'd they talk to? They surveyed 105 professionals. And get this, it wasn't just newbies or old-timers. They got a really wide range of experience, from people fresh in the field all the way to veterans with more than 20 years under their belt. This means the insights we're about to see are coming from really balanced, comprehensive view of the entire profession. So what was the verdict? What was the big takeaway from the field? Well, this quote from the study really says it all. There was a clear consensus, an agreement, that these AI tools have real, tangible benefits for making their work better. This wasn't even a debate for them. It was pretty much a settled fact. But, and this is really important, while the auditors were optimistic, they were also realists. Their feedback paints this fascinating picture of a tug of war. On one side, you've got the incredible potential of AI, and on the other, you have some very serious, very real problems that are standing in the way. So on the perks side of this tug of war, a few things really stood out to them. They loved the idea of more accurate risk calculation because now they could test every single record. They pointed to superior fraud detection, which, hey, brings us right back to catching that clever thief. They also saw huge potential for getting deeper insights into their clients, and of course, the massive efficiency boost from being able to handle data sets that are just physically impossible to check by hand. But pulling just as hard in the other direction are some major real-world problems. The study pointed to 4 big hurdles. First, the high cost of actually putting this stuff in place. Second, a huge skills gap. There just aren't enough people who are experts in both accounting and AI. Third, major concerns about data privacy. And finally, a big one, a lack of clear rules and regulations, which creates a ton of uncertainty. Okay, so let's zoom out. We've seen the good, we've seen the bad. What does all this mean for the big picture? For the future of, well, financial trust itself? Ultimately, the study makes one thing crystal clear. This is not about robots replacing people. It's about augmenting them. The whole point is to let the machines handle the repetitive, data-heavy tasks, which frees up the human professionals to focus on the things that require real brain power: analysis, interpretation, and critical judgment. It's about creating a powerful team of humans and machines working together. And that leaves us with one last kind of mind-bending question to chew on. As these machines get better and better at finding that one fraudulent transaction among billions, the needle in the financial haystack, what does it actually mean to be a human expert anymore? The very nature of expertise is changing. It's shifting away from finding the problem to interpreting it, solving it, and explaining why it matters. And that, right there, might just be the biggest transformation of all.